So, most of my friends are jackasses. I heard this quote by Marcus Aurelius. Check this out. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. You know, it's interesting. I have this buddy who seems to kind of jump on any time I show a single sign of vulnerability. Do any of you guys have something like that in your life? Now, this video isn't to shit talk him. It's just to make a perhaps common observation. This buddy's usually struggling a lot, all right? And my wives and I, we have a pretty good ship over here. Aside from some of my injuries that I've attained, which put quite a mental strain on my wives and I for a while. But this guy, the second I show him something about my tooth, right? Like he was talking about his teeth, his cavities, this and that. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's too bad. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you guys are taking care of it. And I said, yeah, I actually have something right here that the dentist filled. But then he said it might need a root canal. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's going to hurt really bad. He's like, yeah, those are bad. I was like, yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's actually feeling a little better, I say, maybe it'll heal itself a little bit with some time. Then he's like, oh, no, those never heal. No, you're screwed, basically, right? It's just kind of fucked up. And I mean, I don't know how true that is. Maybe that shit doesn't heal on its own. I don't know. But just the interesting discouragement. And it's a strange thing, the whole dynamic with us and others. How I can't help but wonder if all of us, nothing against him, are just slaves to our nature. Just always wanting, I don't know, do we want to get the better of other people like all the time? Can you guys let me know in the comments below? Do you feel like you always want to be right? Do you feel like you want to be the one who corrects others? Do you feel like you want to be the one who is the embodiment of light, reason, and truth? Do you? I mean, to an extent, I most feel that way. Like, I think one of my biggest struggles is when, say, family comes over, right? Who really wants to see family? And I'm talking about like in-laws and shit, who wants to see them? I think it's part of just their job to judge the son-in-law, right? So I have, a couple wives, and some of their in-law, they vary, by the in-laws. Some of them are kind of nice. Some of them are this and that. Some of them are super woke and all this, some of them are not. Most of them are though, but you see what I'm saying? So with all that being said, I think that part of what drives me crazy sometimes is the fact that I just don't want to look like a fucking dumbass, Like people always gossip, right? Like everybody's a gossiper to an extent. Hell, I just did it at the beginning of this video with my dog. I mean, I'm not going to say who he is. To be honest with you guys, I don't really contact him very much because I don't really feel like fucking hanging out with him. But it's good to have some social life, like it's one thing to be in this house with my wives, with my dog, like literal dog, like a German Shepherd 9-year-old. But it's another thing to, I don't know, have some fellowship with your boys or something, right? Now, 2 of my boys are dead, so I can't really do that with them. I guess I could go piss on their graves or something and have a good chat. But beyond that, nobody's perfect, like nobody's perfect. Like we judge people. I mean, that's just in our fucking nature. That's just how we work, right? I mean, we judge everything. Like I judge this fucking room right now. I'm about to walk through the door. I judge, okay, where's the barriers? How do I not whack my fucking arm when I walk out of the door? Just everything we're judging and critiquing always. It just seems like that's how it is, isn't it? Hey guys, let me know in the comments below if I'm off on that. I mean, it's just in our fucking nature to judge. But what I'm saying is, it can be self-consuming. Like with this quote, Or Marcus Aurelius, right? He goes on about how we care more about what they think than, what was the quote again? It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Do you love yourself? I mean, we're stuck in these fucking vessels, right? Whether or not we like it. We're stuck in this fucking thing. We got this body. We got this mind. We're living with it every damn moment. We fall asleep. We wake up. We're back in this fucking body. You know what I'm saying? So how do you really care more about somebody else than yourself? I mean, is that even a thing? Or is that just some bullshit that people say? Look, I think about it. Okay, let's think about my friend, for example. Yeah, he's a jackass. Do I care more about him than I do about myself? No. Like, why would I? I mean, he's a fucking jackass. But I mean, even if he wasn't, say that he wasn't a jackass. Say that, oh, yeah, he's a good guy. I got this other friend. He's kind of a good guy, I mean, yeah, he has his things, but he's kind of a good guy. Do I care more about him than I care about me? No. Why the fuck would I? I mean, I don't got to live with him every fucking day. If he breaks his fucking back, I mean, yeah, I'll go visit him sometimes, bring him some flowers or something, but I mean, I don't got to live in that fucking body every second of the day, every suffering fucking hour. You know what I'm saying? So obviously I'm looking out for myself more than I'm looking out for him. I mean, he has his own agency. And here's something else I want to ask you guys. Because I know some of you are fathers, for example. But before we get there, what about your wife? Or in my situation, my wives. Do you care more about your wives than yourself? I want you to think deep, all right? Think deep about this shit. Let it bask. Do you care more about your children than yourself? I mean, that's not really what this video is about. We're going to get there in just a minute. But you see what I'm saying? What if the reason that we care about other people is just because of what they fucking do for us? You see what I'm saying? Like, say even, say the Good Samaritan situation. That's in the Bible. The guy who's not religious, he goes and helps the guy who's on the ground. And then the religious folk walk by the guy on the ground, they never do anything about it. So then the guy who's not religious goes up and helps him out. The guy doesn't even believe in God and shit. And then Jesus Christ says, okay, this guy's more righteous than all the religious folk because he helped somebody who's in need. You know what I'm saying? But even with that being said, okay, say that you're the guy who's not religious or whatever, you don't believe in God and shit, and there's this other guy lying down and hurt and suffering, and you go and help him up. What if part of the reason you do that is because it makes you feel good? Isn't that why we do good shit? What if it's some sort of source of self-righteousness? I don't know. Maybe it's a stepping out of ourselves to help others because it helps ourselves doing that. You know what I mean? Some say, oh, when you're in pain, when you're depressed, help other people. You'll get your fucking mind off yourself. Okay. I think that works. From what I've heard, I heard it works. I haven't really tried it. It kind of makes sense because you don't think about yourself as much. So you're not going to be you're not going to be dwelling on your problems as much. You're probably going to feel a little better than what you were if you were always dwelling on your fucking problems. So aren't you doing that to help yourself? You're going to help up that guy to step outside of yourself to make yourself free. You see what I'm saying? So is all this fucking bullshit based in our selfishness? I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I guess according to my assessment, hot damn, Iceman, you might be onto something here. And I'm not going to touch on it again in this video, but let's talk about it one more time. There's a lot of religious folk out there, they think they're going to heaven and shit, right? They say, okay, you don't got to do anything. Like, let's talk about the Christians, for example. They're like, okay, you don't got to do anything, or like the one iteration of them anyway. They're like, okay, like the more frequent iteration of them, and for today's standards, right? They're like, oh, it's not on your work, so no, you just go to heaven. You just got to say the magic words, say Jesus' name, this, that, and the third, believe it in your heart, and then you're going to heaven. And you're like, okay, aren't you going to heaven out of selfishness? Like, don't you want to fucking go to heaven or some shit? Or it's not really go to heaven. I think it's inherit the new heaven and new earth, reconstructed world and incorruptible bodies. Don't we want the incorruptible bodies because it's going to be fucking awesome? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, according to my perception, hell yeah, I want the kingdom of heaven. And hell yeah, I'm doing it out of selfishness. You see what I'm saying? I mean, isn't all this bullshit out of selfishness? It's just interesting how it kind of intertwines and shit. And then, what about the point of the video? Wait, what was the point? No, I know the point of the video. The point of the video is, okay, you're considering what other people's opinion is on yourself. Why does that fucking matter so much? If we're getting down to the nitty gritty now, maybe I do care about myself more than any fucking thing that exists. Is that not the truth? Am I missing something here? Could somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below? And by the way, like this video, hit the thumbs up button, become a patron if you want to support the meditations, and blessings to those who are my patrons. May your contributions be brought back to you sevenfold. May the Creator bless you and keep you. And may you be well, and may your health prosper. But you see what I'm saying? It's interesting how we do care about what they, like the in-laws and shit, right? Coming in, they're going to think I'm a fucking pussy. Oh, they're going to think I'm a fucking dumbass. You know, isn't that like the biggest concern that some people have? You don't want to look like a dumbass in front of others. You don't want to look like a pussy. You don't want to look like you don't know this about that or that. You don't want to, you want to look wise. You want to look powerful. You want to look strong. You want to look secure. You see what I'm saying? So why is that important? It's weird. It's like the pride concept. Is that what needs to be tackled here? The concept of pride. I don't know. Is that what we're getting down to, the nitty gritty? What if we could eliminate the concern about what them motherfuckers think? Would that be nice? The people at the workplace, the people at the school, the people at the grocery store, the people you got to see, your peers, your friends, your family. What's it like to not give a fuck? Or at least, maybe that's not the answer. Or at least, get rid of the pride complex. How do we filter that bullshit out? Like we're gold. Getting all that dirt out. You know what I'm saying? The dirt, they refine that shit out. Refine that shit out, they burn it. The fire, it engulfs. And it burns all that shit out. So how do we do that? Can someone help me out in the comments below? Because goddamn, I need a paddle. No, I'm just talking. But you see what I'm saying? I mean, how do we get down to the nitty gritty? How do we filter that shit out? Because really, a lot of our well-being is based on that, based on our thoughts. And that shit's worrying, right? Oh, what does that motherfucker think of me? I mean, the nice thing is, soon we're all going to be dead. So does it really matter? Or perhaps a greater question, are we really? But if you guys will, like the video, subscribe to the page, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you all tomorrow with more meditations from the Iceman. Peace be with you.